Thank you for joining us for the 2019 College Championship Finals, where Western need to turn it around here or risk being swept by Maryville.
That's right. Canada is down 0-2 right now to a Maryville team that is firing on all cylinders. There they are, the Canadian team, University of Western Ontario. Still looking like they're in high hopes, though. I don't see anything that would make us think that they don't think they still have a shot here.
Why would they be? Yesterday, they played the tournament favorites. UCI are one of the tournament favorites, most certainly, and they were fine. You know, they pushed it to 5 games. It was a very long, drawn-out, and dramatic series, but in the end, they felt confident in their own game plan and were able to bring it all the way back. So, can they do the same here against another tournament favorite, down 0-2, the #1 seed coming in to this part of the tournament here? Championship Sunday has not been kind to the Canadians, Crumbs, but that all starts with this first draw.
That's right. If the reverse sweep is going to happen, it begins with an Aurelia ban. Totally agree. It's been played 2 games in a row. Niles has been having way too much fun with it. I think that you get rid of it and you start weakening that flexing that Maryville has been doing with the Aurelia and the Aatrox.
Also got Nico continued to be banned. Maryville unlikely to need to change anything really here. So we'll probably continue to see the bans we've seen all series long from them. Western, though, do they have any more changes to their bans?
Well, it looks like Clyde has been playing just Nautilus every single game. So why not try to take that away? I think that the Thresh and Pike, yes, they're great, but Nautilus right now, he received those buffs with the Thresh line. He is in a really good spot. Why not switch it up even further and try to just throw some of Maryville's players off of the champions that they've played most recently?
Well, there's the Hecarim ban that we've seen already, and an Aatrox ban as well for Western, so both Niles and CKG will have to show us different champions here in the series.
They will, and speaking of different champions, I don't want to see more Graves or Kindred from Julius. I think he's a great jungler. You need to deliver on champions that can do more for your team. Champions like the Rek'Sais, the Jarvans, even the Aatrox, capable of giving some crowd control. That's really all you need to provide. You need to be giving your team a way to set up fights, to start fights on your own, and it starts by getting a great jungle matchup. Let's see what the first rotation is going to be, because Ryze is up, and it just has not worked in the last 2 games.
It's true, Jace again taken away, and Akali continued to be banned here by Maryville. I believe their Phase 1 bans have stayed the same all series long, but Ryze is up. It is too good to pass on, so they will take it.
I think this is a Ryze that has to go to the top lane, though. Wolfie has shown that he has an answer to Ryze. He's got an answer to almost everything. He has not died so far in 2 games. This man has yet to die. I think he's having one of the greatest performances he's had so far, considering it's in the grand finals out of all places. And the Ryze first pick is going to be met with Thresh and Tristana. This is the bread and butter of Saskia and Clyde.
Absolutely. I mean, Clyde showed up on Pike, but certainly Thresh seems to be his comfort, and we've seen the same from Saskia there on the Trist. Also nice to take that away from a short hop, but I do wonder if Western will prioritize a little further, or a little earlier in the draft, excuse me, for short hop, something like the Jinx, something like the Sivir. Whatever the man wants, I would give it to him at this point, because you need to play comfort in this game.
You do have to play comfort, so they can take that away, but you also have to look at what is the best matchup for Julius. You don't want to have Julius have a weaker jungler into CKG. That's going to affect every single lane, so you have to prioritize it. And while the Nautilus first is nice, would you think that Maryville was going to ban Nautilus in the second rotation? Most likely not. I think they would have targeted something like AD carry. So I think here the choice is AD or jungler, and it is going to be that Kai'Sa.
And just decided that, you know what, I had a good game on Kai'Sa last time, but couldn't quite push it over the finish line. Happy to go back to the champion. Very potent with all the CC and plasma application that Nautilus has as well. So can see why they like that 2v2.
It is strange to see, though. We have been praising Short Hop for his Sivir, for his Jinx, and now that it is open, he's opting not to. I think he just wants to have a better matchup into the Tristana and Thresh, so locking away the Kai'Sa, a pick that he's found solo kills on in Game 2, is going to just give him the confidence that he needs to bring back a reverse sweep.
Wants a bit more early game perhaps there, as Wolfie will take the Zoe, so expecting the Ryze to go mid at this point, given that that's the pick he's played into it most comfortably. Also, Lucian being banned away.
I think that this is a Ryze that is going to have to go into the top lane, though. You don't want to be the Ryze into the Zoe here if you're Slasher 1144. I don't think he had a great game on Game 1 against it, and this forces Gorica to have to take that matchup. And look at the bans that are already coming out. GP, maybe getting rid of champions that he doesn't want to have this Rise go into, because what is the answer that Slasher1144 has against Zoe? Is it going to be Orianna again? I don't think he's a man that takes a Xerath into Zoe.
I guess we'll see, because that Lucian man looks like a Gorica man here. He does like playing AD's top. They might have been banned Vayne top here. No, they'll ban Nocturne instead. Take it away from Julius. But really interesting first phase here. I'm curious to see what Western's last ban is, if they continue taking out a few more power picks away from Niles and pushing him a little further in his champion pool. Or if maybe just a jungler here. Oh, Yasuo are going to go as well.
Interesting. So that's saying we don't want you to play Yasuo top. So expecting some weird things in the top lane out of Western with these bans.
And CKG just gets Sejuani. Really solid pick. Kind of surprised to see it go forth here for them. But Western have something in the works here.
Well, there's a lot of crowd control on Maryville already. You've got Zoe, you've got Sejuani, and Thresh. The chain CC is brutal. Cleanse is almost expected out of a mid laner at this stage in the game. And this Taliyah, at the moment, we don't know if it's jungle or mid, and I would be in love if I see this. I'm a huge advocate for Mundo top. I think he's great right now, but I just think we're being trolled.
I mean, Taliyah, I assume jungle there for Julius. Slasher seems to be the Rise player on this team. We'll have to wait. Western have 7 seconds to decide. Do they want to put potentially their entire series on a Mundo? The answer is no.
Most definitely no. I would not do that. But you take away the Jarvan. It's not Rek'Sai, but it's something that can provide a lot of gank assists for Rise, a lot of gank assists for Taliyah, and even the Nautilus and the Kai'Sa, giving you that ultimate as well to lock down any targets that might be out of position is a great way to start the party. So this is a big change of pace for Julius. No more Graves. Let's talk about helping the team.
Ooh, Victor top here for Niles. So Western retained flexibility there with the Jarvan and the Rise as far as where the solo lanes can go. So Niles says, all right, I'll take Victor. Not too sure what the matchup is. Crumbs may have been right all along that it is Rise top, but we'll have to see.
Oh, you saw it coming with those bans, with the Gangplank, with the Yasuo. You knew that he had to put that lane. And because Slasher has not had fun against the Zoe, you knew that the Rise was going elsewhere. But Niles taking Victor just shows that his champion pool is just so darn deep. That's something that pros will do. Taking Victor into Rise. This is something that you don't expect collegiate or any other level to be able to pull off, but he's got it down, and that enables him so much to always have counterpick and makes Red Side even stronger.
A player, you know, potentially with aspirations of becoming a pro player. So doing, you know, due diligence, playing the meta champions, being put in spots where you'd be expected to play something like this. I think actually pretty stable drafts on both sides. Taliyah mid, that's something we see often, but if you know the champion can be very effective. And I think more than anything, so much of this has felt like junglers, especially CKG, having a really strong game. Wolfie opening up his lane and being able to influence the rest of the map. Yes, Niles is a big threat. He's often applying pressure, but it does feel like the mid and jungle have done a great job. And I think Slasher and Julius just want a way to get together and do some of that for themselves.
And this is what that is. You've got Taliyah and Jarvan, some of the strongest early game skirmishing you can possibly have. Taliyah shoving the lane and just roaming. She doesn't care about laning against Zoe. She just wants to push, get out of there, and start impacting the side lanes. And when you're up against a Victor, yes, you're going to be okay against Rise, but if you've got a Jarvan in your face and a Taliyah to boat, you can't escape a wall behind you or a Cataclysm. You are in deep trouble if you start falling behind.
All right, well, game 3 and possibly the last game of the series. Maryville, that's what they want to hear, taking it 3-0 here over Western. Western, absolutely no business losing for the rest of this series if they want to reclaim the title. But before we get through the rest of this, we are going to throw it down to Ovely, who's standing by with Maryville's hype man.
Thanks, guys. I am here with Walrus, one of the members from the 2017 champion team. You guys are one game from closing out this series. How are you going to do it?
Ovely, listen, we're coming to this house. We're coming to win the championship. There ain't nobody stopping us today. We're here for a reason. The #1 seed. Ain't nobody stopping us.
Hype man, indeed. Best of luck to you and the teams. Back to you.
Thank you, Ovely and Walrus. And there was a level 1. Ignites were burned by the supports, but thankfully no one died in the hype.
I want a hype man in my life. You wake up out of bed, we're going to tackle today, we're going to have a great day, we're going to do everything we have ever wanted.
It's going to be the best coffee you've ever had.
Oh, that would make my day.
All right, well, all the hype has died down as the teams will fan back out into their lanes.
Yeah, we almost had a bloody level 1, so just
The one
a
time
little
we
trade
threw to
back
Lawrence.
Right, exactly. We trade back and forth, but no major summoner spells were blown. Only ignites out of Blaze, Nova, and Clyde, so that's just going to deter the bottom lane from being that hyper-aggressive.
See how much it deters them. They've been pretty aggressive, especially on the western side for most of this series. And Gorka, love seeing a little bit of this. Into the brush, procs the phase rush, chucking E's and autos at the Victor.
Yeah, that's one of the best moves you can do as a top laner. If you know that the leash is happening, you can hide in that brush, wait for them to come in, chuck out a few of your abilities, and all of a sudden, you're winning the lane.
Well, so far so good. See how the matchup develops as it moves on. Julius with a very aggressive invade here.
This is exactly what I
Red
want
buff
to
to
see.
top lane.
Hey, yeah. I want to see the gank happen. Niles does not suspect at level 2. The root is happening. I think he's done.
Gonna get rooted. Is level 2 now. Niles ready with the flash. His jungler not coming to save him though. But Julius is here. This will be a kill. Niles running the wrong way to not get first blood. And Angorica, he will collect it.
And great job to give it away to the Rise, not committing the combo. The second you commit the combo, it was almost certain that Niles would have flashed away. So really smart pathing. Great adaptation out of Julius, and this is exactly the kind of reinvigorated strategy that you want to see out of Western in Game 3 in match point.
Yeah. I mean, if this doesn't work, Julius had to walk so far to make this gank work.
But that's why you do it, because it's so unexpected. You never see this happen, and so Niles is just not prepared for it. Gives away first blood, but at least he keeps his flash.
Mid lane action continues. Wolfie and Slash are doing battle. Ignite down onto the Talia, but the paddle star does not connect. Here come the rocks. Last few do not connect, and Wolfie stays alive for now. But Slasher already pressuring.
CKG did reveal himself there, and now he's going to be grabbing that scuttle. Pardon, the Raptors in the blue side of the jungle.
Certainly looking to see if Julius stays active. CKG trying to punish here by stealing away the Raptors, but this is effectively just splitting the map in half. Julius will take the left side scuttle.
It is, but when we've seen this happen before, Niles played really well. He was able to consistently draw pressure and be far back in the lane. This is another fight that we're going to see from Julius and Slasher. Wolfie has flash.
Might not have him very much longer though. Ooh, good flash through the knockup, not quite connecting. And now CKG going to turn it back around. Good push back though from Slasher, flicks the Sejuani away.
That was really nice. The fact that the Jarvan did not have to burn the flash, what looked like could have been his own demise going in for that gank. So good heads up play from Slasher, not using his knockup before Talia. So he used his flash.
And now Gorka, it's kind of his turn to apply some pressure here in the lane. CS looking even better, very early tier for this Rise. Both still holding that TP. Gorka might take him a few items to kind of get things going, but feeling comfy as the way he pushes back towards him. CKG though continuing his string of invades. In onto Julius, gonna force the flash and steal the Krug.
Very close. One more auto would have procced the stun, and he would have killed him. He could have actually flashed in to try to trade 1-for-1 under the tower, which would have been bold and brash. But he at least gets the counter jungle, and that's really all it takes to assert that dominance.
Yeah, again, Sejuani wanting to look for level 6 more than other junglers, so happy to just invade and take what she can. Gorka and Niles continuing the fight, but Niles going to stack that wave back and go home.
And I would have liked to see Julius continue to punish the top side of the map. There was a moment where Niles was overextending, and the opportunity for Jarvan to do the exact same wraparound gank was there. But the fact that CKG spots him out in the bottom side, knows that he has to recall, gives enough information for Niles to know that he's safe. You can put some vision down, wait for the wave to reset, and then start playing safe again because Jarvan is in the top side of the map.
And credit to CKG's experience. You know, he's a senior on this team, I believe. He's clearly done a great job all tournament tracking junglers, especially Julius this go-around, protecting your freshman top laner who is, yes, very talented, but also sometimes very volatile. I think Julius, who's such an aggressive player, has wanted to do what he just did in this game and red buff level 2 gank top. But CKG just knows where he is so often that that stuff just hasn't worked as much.
So I'm not entirely sure on this, but I heard some of the players that we have on the desk reference to CKG as Cac God, which is one of them. He's a player that's been around for a very long time. I mean, this is an incredibly experienced player, a senior in his university, so he's been around for quite some time, and I think that that shows understanding what good pathing is and what information to convey to your teammates so that they don't start dying to these jungle
Right, so
games.
does he convey Julius is back in top lane? The ward there for Niles means that he'll just walk out safely, and the way pushing back is not where you want to be. Gorka instantly breaks it. I guess just wants to thin the wave down. Still has quite a few left. And again, this is kind of what Niles has been through for these last 2 games. Gorica finally be like, yes, it's my turn to freeze the wave.
And now it's the turn for Clyde to leave his lane, the patented move, but Jarvan does.
That has to feel bad, man. You're like, I'm ready to gank, and then the jungler's there, you're like, I hate everything. And now Slasher riding the wall over. Clyde there with the flash, forced to flash the flick. Dude, good play, actually. Might keep him alive. Had to juke around the rocks, though, and it's not enough as Slasher throws another one and gets the kill.
That was a really good heads-up play out of Slasher, making sure that you can punish the Thresh for roaming, and now his flash is down. That roam and that lane just got a lot weaker for nothing to show.
Well, also will be even better as Western will get themselves the first Drake of this game, and it's an Infernal. If there was ever something to kind of kick things off right when you're looking to turn around your series.
Every game so far has had Infernal as the first dragon. In fact, it was almost the first 2.
Ooh, good cleanse. That bubble actually ended up being slightly early from Morphe.
You at least get the cleanse out of Slasher. So let's take another look at how this play went down. They spot him out right away, and Slasher immediately, you know what? Let's get him out of here. Throws down the wall. Clyde try to get the hook to hopefully lock her down, and this is a really nice move though. Flashing out of the knockup and then playing the Jarvan combo. It's just not enough.
Yep.
You're too slow. It's too early in the game for you to survive that.
Does not make it through. Clyde punished for his roam this time around, and Shorthub continuing to find some leverage here in the bottom lane. Only up about a wave though. But Sasko's done a much better job kind of getting through a lot of the early aggression that we have seen.
So now the junglers have gotten to their true power spike. Level 6 Sejuani, level 6 Jarvan. As Jarvan, you want to go to the targets that don't have flash or escapes. That is your Thresh, that is your Victor. Yes, Victor has flash over 2, Ryze having his own route. It's a very viable gank. And the Thresh, you just got his flash. So I want to see Julius be assertive here. Start making some plays. Whereas CKG, well, you just got the cleanse down out of the mid lane. It's a really good place to gank.
It does feel like this game is starting to become a lot about the junglers. And we talk so much about Niles for Maryville, but this game he's just going to be on farming duty and trying to keep it as even as he can. So we'll look to Gorica and Slasher on the western side, who've got themselves out to an early lead. And of course, Julius was able to enable that as well.
He's going to be on farming duty for now because Victor scales like a monster. He's going to be so strong late game when it comes to split pushing and team fight. So I'm hoping to see Niles team fighting this time around and not so much being a split push pressure monster.
Clad's like, last time I did this, there was a jungler. CKG, you're coming with me. I'm not going here alone. As Blaze Nova also gets the memo and roams up towards the mid lane.
And he gets in there, try to get a little bit of the experience on mid so that he can hit level 6. And this is just an opportunity that Western has to take advantage of. You've got a level 6 support to a level 5. The Jarvan can gank. There's no vision into the bottom lane. Let's see some action.
Also got TP here for Gorica. Niles had to use his to get back to lane and keep the CS close. So if they get their first Drake, they'll maybe look to the next here. But for now, continue to play out these lanes kind of patiently.
Talia just pushing in mid. Look at that. She went with Mercury Trez as the first item. Very good against Zoe. Very good at Sejuani. And yep, going for the play that we were expecting.
Dukes it around. GLP though that Wolfie picked up. Drowsy also going to land. That should be Zoe going down. Wolfie able to find it. Now it's Clyde. Also roams in, going to look for the next bit of CC. Does he hit the hook? The depth charge on. Knocks up 2. Blaze Nova able to save his jungler.
And that's Maryville recognizing the opportunities that are available based on summoners. That's what we were just talking about. Their cleanse is down into the mid lane. Go for mid. Now they're trying to get a Scuttle Crab in response. You forced the rotation out of Blaze Nova, who even committed the ultimate. That is a really good move out of Maryville. And now a fight might be breaking out.
Miles pops the Chaos Storm, and now he's really caught out. Blaze Nova nails him with the anchor. And Gorica finishes it off.
Makes the roam worthwhile, but Wolfie's...
Oh, what an interrupt. CKG. Rest of the team's roaming up. They're going to make it good here and try and make sure Niles' death is not in vain. Gorica chunked, but not taken down.
Clyde almost finds the hook to get another kill. So what started off as a fight into the mid lane ends up being a 1-for-1 in the top side. Ryze is now 2-0. It looks like Gorica has the opportunity to carry this game. Let's take another look at how this went down. So it starts off with taking that scuttle, and Blaze Nova getting the hook onto Niles. That is great, but here, Julius is getting a little bit too greedy. Tries to go for the combo, but forgets that Sejuani has a control ward in the brush as well. She can see you doing that, and she uses Arctic Assault beautifully to interrupt the flag and drag, and secures another kill for his team.
Nice follow up there. Western still up at 1,000 gold though, and as you mentioned, Gorica, certainly the player that's benefiting the most from that. As a result, they'll start the Rift Tower, but Clyde is still up here. Wolfie also roaming around, try and poke them off the objective, but looks like they're committing for it. Clyde in the mix, maybe too far forward. The fight will start. Again, Wolfie gonna get the first kill actually. They're gonna grab a second. Maryville turned the heat on instantly, and that's a great ult there from CKG. Gorica jukes out of the W, so he's not going to get stunned up, but the Rift Tower instead goes over to Maryville.
There's no AD carries in this fight, and when you're trying to
Geometry! A little bit more.
He's going to keep going
the
for it.
The Vel'Koz practice. I mean, where can Gorica really run to?
He's got no choice. Victor's in the tank as well.
Dodging all the lasers, dodging the bubble. Gorica, I think he might have got out of it.
Wow, makes it out.
Slasher up here as well, so trying to threaten here and help the top laner.
Yeah, so when you're trying to fight against these two mages, of course Zoe and Victor are going to just do so much work in an AoE fashion. You're already tanking that Rift Herald, and a great hook out of Clyde once again catches out Julius, locks down himself and the Nautilus inside the Chaos Field from Victor. And when you get so much crowd control, you don't have the damage or the tankiness to respond with, you're just useless. That's what we looked at when they drafted this composition. The CC was going to be amazing between Sejuani, Zoe, Thresh, and now the Victor. Everybody needs Mercury Treads.
And we got two so far from the solo laners there as Clyde continues to stay active. Bot lane has been farming for what it's worth. Short Hop still up, but not by that much. Saskia is happy to trade farm here as all the supports have gone roaming up towards the top half of the map for what feels like at least the last 5 minutes.
And it certainly looks like Maryville has had a lot of control here, making so many assertive moves. But take a look at the scoreboard. It's 3-4, and Western Ontario is still in the gold lead, so it's all not that bad.
Saskia going to get a couple plates here, though. Make it one, going to proc the shot. Get a bit of damage on the short hop, and then Lantern out to safety there by Clyde. Also, the Cloud Drake up and available if Western do want to continue their control of that objective, but as you said a few times, Crumps, which does make me sad, Cloud Drake, not the most popular Drake.
Hey, we got 5 Infernals so far in this series. I'm not going to complain if we get all the Cloud Drakes in the world after this.
Slasher also up about 20 CS, pushing in nicely, getting damage done to that mid-outer turret. Had another quietly strong game here on Talia.
So the Rift Herald was not used for plates. It can now be used to get pressure on another side of the map if you want to get that dragon. Here's a gank onto Victor. Niles his flash.
Good roam. Niles too far forward. This go around. Chaos Storm down, but that Slasher with a kill.
It's just not enough. But now here comes the answer. You've got Rift Herald into the mid lane. Julius cannot answer with Wave Crew. Now there can Blaze Nova. This is a really great heads-up play. You get a kill on Niles. Well, surprise, you just lost your own turret. And now they're going to fall back into the dragon. The pings are here. Tristana is starting it. They have their eyes on the objective. They don't care about kills. They care about the things that win games.
And for all of Niles' aggression at points, credit to him and the team for, always making sure that, okay, people love to kill me because I do play so aggressively, so always ready to trade. They get the mid-outer with the Herald, they get the Drake as well.
But he's still farming. He's still keeping up in CS, a little bit down considering he's 0-3, but he's the same level. He has a teleport advantage to both, so he can always assist his team with all the vision to the bottom side of the map. So I think that, yes, he is dying, but he's losing gracefully in a way that still lets his team make plays around the map without being such a crazy focal point. Look at it. He still has flash. I think that he can survive this gank depending on how it begins. Look at you.
Ooh, bottom lane instead. CKD going to start the first play off. Clyde also roaming in with a Wolfie. That's a great ult on the Blaze Nova, but a good flash out of that bubble is going to keep him alive. Flash out the top side there from the Cataclysm as Niles looks to get away. Wolfie, though, with the Ignite, able to burn down Blaze Nova for the kill. And Niles is still dancing out of here. The Realm Warp kept going, but he gets one kill, and now Julius has to get out of there.
That's a shutdown goal. Now he's back in the game. He's now out-leveling the guy that's supposed to be camping his lane. He just outplayed the crap out of the top lane, and they get a bot lane kill as well. That is the best thing that could have happened to Maryville.
So I like, the one time I stopped talking about Niles, he does that. Outplays the dive 1v2.
I want to see how it happened because we knew he had Flash as a way to outplay it, but Julius also has his, so something must have gone wrong for that play to go that way. And now, is he going to try to somehow turn it? He's got Chaos Storm.
Yeah, puts it down onto Slasher. Slasher's like, I don't really like this that much. Julius, though, already getting chunked down. Niles just stands his ground. Gravity Field there, a great flash from Slasher. And he does finally kill the top laner.
But that's so worth it. Look at all the people into the top lane. Even Blaze Nova gets sent up here. Let's see how this happened in the bottom lane. So initially, CKG goes in. Short Hop uses the ultimate, and they turn onto the Nautilus, who dodges out of all the CC. He doesn't get hit by Sleepy Trouble Bubble, but Airy in the end, the W from Zoe, the Ignite, it's more than enough. Let's see what Niles did.
Gets knocked up.
So it's a great gravity field there that forces so much, flashes out of the ultimate, so he dodges out of the damage. And the thing that took Gorica down was that he took all that power shot. He died exclusively to tower damage, pretty much, walking in, and then the second one. An alternative would have been to use the Realm Warp to get in there, to use the minions, to teleport them into the tower to tank. Overall, it was a good heads-up play from Niles to play at that.
Class by CKG. Wolfie already there as well. Clyde looking for the hooks. Gonna find one. Fox down. CKG into stasis. Saskia here as well. Niles TP's into the fight. Julius getting low. Back in onto Saskia. But Niles actually able to get the first kill, but finally the ADs trade off and Saskia dies to Short Hop. Clyde flash. Hawk looks for it as Short Hop flashes out.
It's a 1-for-1 in the end, but Maryville University have pressure and they're going to be able to convert this top lane tower. Look at how all these plays go down. It doesn't matter who ends up winning the fight in the end. Maryville is always claiming a tower, a dragon, a herald. They have the objective lead.
So for the advantage that Western had built up, I think Maryville have pretty much just crumbled that all. As again, so quick to start these plays. Western are trying to stay active, but CKG and Clyde never want to shy away from an engage.
So it starts by going onto the Talia and Nautilus, and the top laners are all teleporting in. A really nice stopwatch out of CKG. But the big one here is that Saskia jumps in, hoping to take down the Jar, but unfortunately not having sight of him to know that he was going to come in with that flag and drag, because had he had sight, you would have been able to use Buster Shot to stop the flag and drag and secure the kill with your explosive charge.
Instead, does get punished there. Short Hop's able to get himself a very nice kill, picking up his first of the game. Saskia, though, still undeterred, building in towards item number 2. Both ADs still farming pretty happily.
Well, we have another Infernal Dragon coming into this game, so 6 Infernos. 3 games so far. The RNG has been beautiful.
And Maryville now trying to get them away from the Drake with those 3 towers that they have. A lot easier for them to control the map. And Niles going to rotate down with that. He's TP. Again, Maryville just very diligent students, Crumbs, always doing their homework before objective.
They are, and speaking of diligence, Wolfie has yet to die again. Another star performance out of the Zoe, out of him. And it's just so potent when you're this far ahead. Anybody that gets tagged has to immediately back off. No one wants to get hit by Paddle Star. Worst of all, Sleepy Trouble Bubble. And CKG is looking for an engage here. They're going on to Nautilus.
Blaze Nova not that healthy. Use the depth touch into Clyde. Is going to fall short of able to grab that first kill, but Niles with the gravity field down, the Chaos Storm down. Julius dives in, but he's drowsy and does fall. But Talia still dishing out the rocks as CKG solos down the support in kind of a 1v4 situation now. Forced to bash away. Slasher diving it over with a good rock, but Wolfie blocks the shots, takes down the Talia, and almost saves his teammate.
And that was so close. University of Western Ontario had an amazing Cataclysm from Julius, but there was no damage to follow up in that pit. And instead, once again, the story of the game continues. Maryville gets the objective. Another Infernal Dragon.
Up 1,000 gold. Short Hawk has to be careful. Jukes around the bubble. But CKG, CC a little bit easier for him, but Short Hawk just shooting the Zoe. Still up about almost 2,000 gold. Let's watch this one again. It was a was a wild one.
So it starts by both teams having vision of this brush with the control wards. They don't fully take it out. Everyone sees what's going on. Nautilus gets the engage. And yes, you blow up Clyde. But take a look at this ultimate from Julius. Traps 3 members in, but nobody's able to follow up. It's only Talia throwing a little bit of Qs. You would have loved to see Rise get in there and turn them into soup. Instead, he's not in. Slasher tries to find another way out, but the tankiness is too much. There's nobody to go in with a gravity field blocking the way of anybody that thinks about it.
And Wolfie, 10 stacks on the Dark Seal again. Need to see Large Rod ready to go.
It's time.
I'm sensing the Death Cap Magi's build once more. And with an Infernal Drake, a little easier. Western also got the last Infernal. I feel like I missed something. Guess they got the Drake up here. Anyway, not a big deal. 1 Infernal apiece, it's a lot nicer. I was going to say that 2 Infernals for Zoe feels pretty good, but only 1 will be just fine as well. Western still staying close in this game.
Well, they have to. You have to put everything on the line here, right? The entire months, weeks that you've played are all coming down to this, and you just cannot go home satisfied without leaving it all on the line. And when you're down 0-2, that's exactly what you have to do. Yes, it's 8-12, but it's only a 2,000 gold lead. You have an Infernal Dragon. There is always a shot to come back.
Well, Slasher getting picked up this time around. Clyde and CKG have been kind of stapled together for the last 10 minutes. Just roaming around. Wolfie, of course, always ready to throw a bubble through some terrain, and with no vision, always gets tough.
This is most likely Maryville looking to turn. Western can't fall for this. There's no way they'd be looking for a rushing Baron right now, and Nautilus just spots it out. Rise is trying to roam in, but now we've switched sides. Maryville is on blue side, and Western Ontario's on the right. Clyde flashed!
He's in there. Gonna get the play, puts the box down as well. He will get blown up, but that might be the fight they needed to start. Sasuke knocked up with the death touch. Short up with the Buster Shot, kicks the Kaiser up, but Short up flashes back in to make sure they can win the fight. Slasher also coming back up out of base with the wall, but the Drought in onto Gorica is a huge chunk of damage. Niles trying to follow up. He puts the Chaos Storm down. They want to get Short up. They will get the knock up. Niles grabs the shutdown, but CKG was there with the CC, and Gorica dead as Niles flashes in with the laser, and Wolfie's still trying to find picks.
Such a bold way to start the fight out of Clyde, but the awareness to know that they were hiding in that brush was so next level. This guy is fearless. Let's see how this all went down. So they're getting run around. They know that Maryville is coming up. They see the Sleepy Trouble bubble, and they're all hiding in the brush. They know they have that control ward. Short Hop makes his way up top, and look at what Clyde goes for. The pings are out, flashes in, and there's just not a lot of damage to pop him right away. Sejuani uses the ultimate onto Short Hop, and they try to take down the Tristana, but the Victor is untouched. This is one of the strongest team fighting characters in the game. Wolfie has an amazing stun onto the Rise. This is not mid lane Rise with a cleanse that can just get out of that. He's gonna get one shot.
Again, just the CC, the skirmish combinations between CKG and Wolfie have kind of opened up this series in a lot of ways. It's hard to say who's having more impact.
Oh, Wolfie's been nuts. He hasn't died. In 3 games, this man has not died. He's been untouched. He's had sprees the whole time. He's had 10 stacks of Magi's every game. Well, Dark Seal. Well, sometimes Magi.
You're going to sweep a college championship, might as well do it with a big stack of glory. As Wolfie back to the mid lane with the blue buff. Must be pretty close to the death cap as well. Has almost enough money for a second needlessly large rod, so getting along the way pretty quickly. DKD, that was rude. Smites the big raptor away from Short Hop.
All right, so our next dragon is an Infernal. It looks like we're going to have another major brawl around this objective. The teams are happy with their itemization. Most are hitting that 2-item spike at the moment, so a fight is in order.
Again, it's Maryville that's first to the objective. Julie is forced to face check through the fog. Not up yet. CKG biding his time. Gets spotted now. Climbed over the lantern, but CKG, I think he got knocked around. He still makes his way over the wall. The flank is nice. Still Julius goes down there as Niles, just completing the flank as Wolfie dominating. Gets the kill into Blaze Nova. Not sure who is trapping who, but Maryville win the fight.
And when you take out the jungler and support, you can make a beeline for the Baron. There's nobody to provide vision, nobody to face check these objectives. I think Maryville can feel happy about this, but look at that. They don't want to give up this Infernal. Rise has Realm Warp in. Are they going to be trying to trade? It would be the good move for Maryville. They're two-manning. They're splitting up. 2 to the Baron, 3 to the
I
Dragon.
want to get it all. The Dragon. Oh, the last auto almost got it. But Short Hop collects it instead. Slasher dodges that next bubble. Gravity Field as well. A good amount of zone there from Maryville. I mean, nice attempt. Might as well try and steal it if you can get out safely, because you were always going to get this Baron.
That's a heart attack play right there, but Western Ontario can feel happy that at least they have something to show for it. That double Infernal will make a big difference with Kaisa, with Talia, but another fight is
Oh,
freaking out.
Wolfie finally dies. It's Slasher that's able to put the last nail in the coffin. Knock up as well from Julius, trying to find some exit kills here, but the Lantern's going to get him out safely.
They walk away. 4 members still have that Baron, and Western Ontario still looking for a little bit more.
Sasko going to clear this out, blows up the wave pretty quickly. Short Hop now tanking a couple turret shots just to get extra damage done. Baron power play not looking so hot right now for Maryville, but I'm sure that will change once they start getting back onto the map. Blaze Nova overstayed his welcome in the red side jungle and is promptly punished.
You can never underestimate how quickly the Baron team can make it back out onto the map, and that's exactly what happened. CKG so strong, but let's take another look at this fight and how it all went down, because they commit all the damage, all the spells onto this 20, who just walks away. Julius gets exploded, and now does a great job of putting a gravity field bottom so that Rice can commit onto him, and then with his own Chaos Storm gets to just ram the carries away from the Dragon.
Well, again, I have to keep looking as the siege continues, how much damage Maryville can do. Up 3,500 gold. Baron power play only sitting at plus 300. That number will change pretty quickly. Saskio demolishing the tier 2 in bot lane. TKG coverage there by Wolfie's bubbles.
They're now taking 2 lanes of farm, and Western Ontario is just waiting for these waves to crash, looking for a way to get back in. The rest just showed in mid with Victor. Is the opportunity here with Nautilus.
It's so tough, though, to get sieged by a Zoe, who did, unfortunately, sell the Dark Seal, but still has a death cap completed.
It is really difficult because Ryze and Talia, their damage is gimped when you are dealing with a big minion wave of Baron and Julius.
Lantern out of the Cataclysm.
Hate to see it.
Miles had flash too, but knew his buddy was there to save him. Cannon minions about to smash through this bottom inhibitor turret. Western are falling apart here.
They have no vision, they have no idea what rotations Maryville is trying to pull off, and they just keep getting whittled down by Tristana, by Zoe, these minion waves. And now Victor is almost one-shotting Slasher in the mid lane. That's your top laner that's now successfully soloed out mid lane turret. This could be 2 inhibitors off of 1 Baron push.
Baron plus Lich Bane too easy. Drowsy Blaze Nova. CKG continuing to face tank, finds Short Hop. That's a critical kill. That's the flash hook in for Clyde. They're going to take down the carrier Western. No Short Hop. Lives for a little while longer, but it's still just rough going there. Another hook lands on Agorica. The bottom lane does die. It's 3 kills already. Going to make up 4 as a buster shot back to safety. I think Saskio can see the penta, but he'll take the triple instead, and Maryville will keep on trucking straight to the Nexus.
And there's nothing that can stop them with a Baron and a Tristana. This is Maryville making a statement with a 3-0 over Canada.
They came in as the #1 seed, but they wanted to reclaim the title, and today they will, your 2019 college champions.
So well deserved by them. Well prepared, well executed, kept their composure at every step of the way. I can't imagine a more fitting champion for this collegiate series.
And you can see, still friends, even in defeat. We'll move over, they'll hug and shake hands with Western, who they've bonded with so much throughout the season, but there can only be one champion. And today it is a well-deserving one in Maryville.
My heart's melting seeing that. They were celebrating, and the first thing that came to their mind when they caught their composure was, we gotta go give these guys a hug. We gotta go show some love to the team of Western Ontario. This is just a bunch of guys that just decided to play League that made it up to here against a varsity program.
Of course,
I can't emphasize how amazing that is.
Of course, Walrus is back on stage. It feels as good as his 2017 win, I think, but again, some talented freshman players, some really strong seniors, and a great program. They're gonna lead Maryville to the 2019 College Championship.
Their colors even fit. Bask in the glory of the confetti.
That is a really glorious amount of confetti. heartbreaking here. It's been a wonderful tournament, Crumbs, and I couldn't, after watching all the games we've seen so far, I cannot see a more deserving winner. Maryville came to play and play they did.
They really did. Look at that. Celebratory hats, a band, a great party, I bet. Saskia holding the trophy there. That's your AD carry. The jungler, great series. Didn't die in that last game. Just the architect of so much of the pressure of this team.
And again, big veteran, a senior, might be his last time playing. Good to go out if that's going to be it.
He might stick around, be part of the
He's
coaching
like, you know
staff,
what?
right?
You know what? I like this. Maybe I'll hang around for another year. Maybe I'll do a master's.
Yeah.
Time for a PhD. I'll be a professor and a college champion. There's Walrus, the hype man, behind the team the entire time here in the LCS arena.
He knew exactly what was up.
Well, take a well-deserved bow, Maryville, because that was one impressive run straight to the title.
There it is, Maryville #1, Clerky. Man behind enemy as well, throwback to the LCS days, the olden days.
We heard it from Niles. You know, a very talented player. I think a lot of eyes are on him after this tournament, and rightly so. But he said, you know, I wanted to go here because the program was great, and I guess the results prove it.
Absolutely. Like, the way this team plays, they really had a deeper understanding of the game and the current meta than any other team. I think that's what really allowed them to get to the top. Great drafts all around. Execution was simple. Priority on objectives, on pressure. They did their homework.
And you know, I've done collegiate now for a few years, and I'm impressed that not just, you know, the overall scene has grown, like the fact that we added 100 teams to the season this year is already pretty crazy, but I was warned that, like, you know, bring a lot of water bottles, bring some popcorn, like, steel yourself, because these games can get long. And I did not see that at all throughout the tournament. I saw really clean, really well-executed play from every team that I saw play throughout this tournament.
Well, I think we have to remember that these guys take inspiration from all levels of League of Legends. They take inspiration from pros, from MSI, from Worlds, from everything. So a lot of it is about trying to emulate that. And the more you care about it, the more passionate you are, the more accurate you are going to be in understanding why it is that the game is played a certain way and how you can do that yourself. And that's what the program is all about.
And to see these programs refine, to see these teams refine, to see players continuing to step up and improve and show up year after year at this tournament, it's so much fun, man. It's been a blast.
Yeah, it's a great time to be in college.
That's true. And high school, apparently.
Yeah.
What are we doing? 10 years too
I
early.
might go back. Right?
Professor Crumbs.
Yeah, study some sort of League of Legends course.
That's true. Maybe
League of Legends lore, there might be a course for
maybe
that.
Twitch 101 will be a thing by the time you can roll around.
Be careful what you wish for.
Influence them.
Yeah.
Woo! Well, it's been fun. I mean, even, you know, with how much improvement we've seen, with how good the games did look, it was also nice to have, you know, some specialized picks. We saw a Kled, we saw Garen in a solo.
Garen mid, by the way.
Yeah.
Garen mid with Predator.
It wasn't intended to be mid, but they did lane swap, which was even more fun.
It wasn't
So
intended.
more than
That's
one
what
Ari
we
pick.
got.
Yeah, it's been wild. So Pike popping off. Oh, the champion's actually pretty good.
Pike versus Brand, yes.
Oh, yeah, so Brand.
Lots of picks, lots of specialized, and best of all, really sharp mechanics from a lot of these guys. Mechanically, a lot of these players are Grandmasters, Master. Gorica, who we just saw, his highest rank was top 50. That's really impressive. Out of the entire North American server, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I remember Zeno, double major and still challenger somehow. Like, I don't know how he squeezes time into his schedule as a sophomore, I believe. But yeah, I mean, these players, they're studying hard. They're keeping their grades up. Still playing very good League of Legends. Makes me feel like sometimes.
Looks like the next generation's better than us.
Oh, that is 100% true. I can promise.
Yeah.
There's a caster out there somewhere that's just destroying it.
Yeah, he's just crushing. I
I'm
bet there's
done.
probably going to be programs for that as well,
Yeah.
right? Establish the entire league. You need collegiate casters. You need collegiate everything.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. You know, the bigger the ecosystem gets, you know, the more players, the more staff, the more coaches, the more casters, everything filters up.
Making jobs here.
It's good. I like it. It's been so much fun. We'll have an interview in just a few short moments, but we are still getting that set up. Crumbs, what's your fondest memory from the college championship?
Ooh. Some of the outplays that we've seen have been really great. Yesterday when we saw Niles get dove by Gangplank and then Rise used Realm Warp to dodge out of the last turret shot, I had not seen that before. I thought that any opportunity to learn a new mechanic like that always sticks in my mind.
Yeah, I think every time Niles was on screen and there was more than one champion near his turret, I assumed that the other two champions were dead. Didn't work out that way the whole time, but the kid, boy, is he good. And there was some outplays, but yeah, just lots of fun here in this tournament.
I think CKG deserves a lot of credit for helping his top laner as well, for helping all the other lanes. And in this particular series, Wolfie as well, he was stellar. Died one time only. Unfortunately, that did hurt your KD, but not that much because you're still dividing by one, so you basically keep it.
Full credit to the back room as well. Whole team working out today. But let's now send it down to Ovally for an interview with two of our 2019 college champions.
Thank you, guys. CKG and Wolfie, congratulations on taking the college championship. Now, CKG, for you, this is the second time that you have lifted that trophy. So how did it feel to win again?
I'm not gonna lie, the second time is better, especially since I just graduated, so it's a nice send-off, and I couldn't have ended it any other way.
And Wolfie, this is your first time taking the championship. So what was it like for you?
I mean, I would have to disagree. I think it's the best the first time. So it was pretty great. I don't know, it's heavy. I like it.
You have plenty of time to try to take it yet again. But the first thing that I saw as soon as you guys took down the Nexus was you ran over and you gave your opponents hugs. So tell me about this entire experience, what it was like seeing all of the other players and colleges.
It's always great to be here and meet the other college teams, you know, since we play each other for 5 months in a season. These guys right here, we played them all week. They're the only people we practiced with here. So we joked that this was like just scrims on stage because it's our 20th game playing each other this week. So it was an honor to play them. They're a really good team. They have great players, and I didn't want it any other way.
I would just echo that. They're a really good team. We scrimmed them the entire week. We knew they were going to come into finals, too. We knew we were going to meet them here, so glad we did. It was fun games.
And CKG, congratulations on the win. And also congratulations on graduating. You're a senior, just finished now. So what's next for you? Where can we see you again?
Yeah, I graduated, so I'm on the job hunt now. I'm definitely looking to continue in esports. I want to work with collegiate programs. So I'm going to be looking on the hunt this summer to reach out to schools, see what's going on, see where I fit in.
That's really exciting to see someone with so much experience and skill join the collegiate scene. But Wolfie, for you, you still have a bright future ahead of you, many more college years. So what can we expect from you?
2 more championships, for sure. Hopefully 2 more, or three world championships. That's the plan there.
You mentioned you were excited for China?
Yes, that's my goal, I think. I just really want to win internationally. That would be amazing.
That's the goal. Well, wishing you guys the best of luck. Thank you, and congratulations again on the win. And for more on the game, let's hear from La Tigress at the State Farm Analyst Desk.
Good job, guys. Thank you so much, Ovally. And thank you to Crumbs and Pastry Time for continuing to bring us the action throughout that series. And congratulations to Maryville, your new champions here in the collegiate circuit, returning once again from 2017. I'm sure they're pretty happy about that one.
Yeah, wow, what a series. You know, frankly, I'm blown away. I didn't think this would be as quick of a 3-0 as it was, and really hats off to Maryville. I thought they were fantastic. They played their game. You know, they played a slow and controlled game. They weren't afraid to take fights when they had the right setup, and they were dominant.
Yeah, and I think I liked what I said out of the interview. You know, CatGov, CKG looking to continue his esports career. Sign him. He played great this whole tournament. Someone get him on their academy roster. I think they look incredible, as well as looking forward to the China tournament that they're going to compete in. Not something that many people know about the collegiate scene is this is not the end of their run. They go and compete in an international tournament. And guess what? NA actually does well at those. We have won or gotten second in almost every single one.
But the thing about this matchup, though, is both of these teams, even though it was a 3-0, they put their best foot forward. And I do want to touch on what Western did well, particularly with their top lane play as well as their jungler.
Yeah, we were really critical of Julius in this series, but we thought he had a much better game this game. He was able to influence the top lane matchup early, which is exactly what he needed to do. He was able to come back on mid, and here this is a really creative path from Julius. So he takes his red buff level 1, and since there was a bot side skirmish, he understands that there's most likely no wards on top, and he just gets this really free entrance into the top lane. And Niles, yeah, he has flash, but since Julius is holding his spells here and not casting his EQ combo, Niles is dead to rights. So really well played out of Julius, and frankly, a nice comeback that game from him.
And it was what we were calling for. We wanted more early game champions. Jarvan is exactly that, and it didn't end in the top lane. He had a nice movement down through mid lane as well, countering out a gank there, and then moving all the way down to the bot lane. And they had a really nice start to this game, and it looked like they were kind of poised to start pushing us to a fourth game.
Yeah, and I love their plan. They have the Talia mid for the early priority, and this is a champion that can affect the top lane really easily, and Victor is so vulnerable up there that theoretically this Victor could be 0-5 or 0-6 come 15 minutes, and unfortunately it didn't quite play out that way.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually the game did turn in the opposite direction. Maybe that was because of the Maryville dives, bottom and top, potentially?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those feels bad man plays where, you know, it's very common in leagues to see one team making a play on the top side and one team making a play on the bot side as they kind of split the map. Here, last second tick down finds the kill on the bot lane for Maryville, and in the top side, you're like, all right, well, Niall should be getting dove, so we should be answering back and continuing to punish this Victor, except they really play this dive quite poorly.
Yeah, honestly, this is sort of Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. You know, yeah, credit to Niles, he did play the situation well, but so nothing to take away from him there. But you need to figure out a way to kill this Victor under tower. Maybe using the Rise ulti to move the minions like Crumb suggested. That would be an avenue to get that kill. But after this, everything just fell apart.
Yeah, they could have waited because you saw everyone on the bot side have a little bit more patience. A lot of things they could have done different. Either way, that was the kind of catalyst for Maryville getting back in the game. That's right where that gold jumped down in their favor. And then the difficult part from there is that like the Victor actually ended up even in gold shortly after that, and all that work that Julius and Gora could put in early game was undone through a couple of misplays.
Yeah, and you would hope you have the scaling advantage in the Rise in the top lane, but after that quick influx of gold, we checked the gold and we're like, wow, he's on a spree, he's up in gold, and at that point, your whole early game, all the advantages you got are kind of out the window.
One of the great things about Maryville winning here and what they have an opportunity to prove is what comes with having a program that supports you, right? They had all those coaches, they have all this practice they've been doing. So with that display, Mark, what do you think that means when looking at other teams that are trying to convince their universities to give them that same support?
I mean, I think you just look at the results. The past 3 championships, going to Maryville twice and UCI once, all of them have programs. They're very successful. And I think, it's cool to see Western battling for the small guy, but I think you can see the benefit that you can have when you have, people wanting to join you. The fact that Niles intentionally came to Maryville just because they had a program and they had a winning record and tradition, that's how you start getting better and better players.
Exactly, and this is a well-crafted roster too with a lot of thought. Niles is, the rookie upstart in the top lane who's a carry player, but they put some leadership in the jungle with CKG. This isn't a natural jungler. I believe he started his career as a mid laner. So bringing in that leadership in the jungle position as well as Saskio, again, another role swap player, another older player, able to sort of carry the emotional toll of these long series and lean on the younger guys and the carries in Wolf and Niles.
Even Walrus, they did the interview with him. He's been there every step of the way, was there when they won their championship 2 years ago. So you have this kind of legacy of players who are still around who can help hype you up and give you the pep talk that you might need to close the series out.
And it was great watching them in this series. They have qualified to China for the time to come. We'll have to see how they do there. But for more from the champions, let's send it back over to Awfully for an interview with the Maryville coach and top laner.
Thanks, guys. Guys, congratulations again on the win. Zoo, I want to go to you first as the coach of the team. Please tell me a little bit about the journey that you and the players embarked on to make it all the way here.
Well, you'd think with an outcome that we had where we only dropped 1 game in the tournament that we would have a pretty easy journey to get here, but it's actually the opposite. We worked incredibly hard every day to make sure that we set the precedent that anything we endure in practice, whether it's physical or mental, will always be greater than what we face on pressure and stage. So we all approached it with the mindset of earning it every day and, just really going hard and never taking days off. And, the guys pushed me just as much as I pushed them. So it's just a communal effort to hold each other accountable and to really just give each other our best every day.
That's a great mindset to have. Now, as the coach, kind of in a position where you're looking after everyone, after this series, what was the first thing that you said to your players?
I'm just so proud. I'm so proud. And, it's an incredibly important part of their lives and just being able to, spend every day with them and see them grow, not just in the game, but outside the game, and to see myself grow as well through them pushing me too. It's just the best feeling in the world. I never do this for the wins. I never do it for the losses. I've had plenty of losses in my career, but I still love coaching every single day because I love seeing them grow, and I'm just so proud of them.
Niles, what can you say to your coach and his abilities to help your team?
Thank you for saving us when we were pretty much helpless. We were in a huge slump after we played Columbia College, the first round robin of the North region, and going into playoffs, we were super shaky. We dropped games to other teams who aren't even here, but Zoo really helped us get out of that and get our mentality straight and give us structure, but also help us improve on the game as well. So yeah, thanks for digging us out of that hole, or helping us get out of it. Yeah.
And Niles, kind of pointing to you specifically, you're a freshman, man, and you're taking this thing home on your first try, and you had
3 more, baby.
3 more. I like the confidence with that. But you have had just a stellar performance this entire week. So with such a bright future ahead of you for competitive League of Legends, what do you see for yourself?
I think I said earlier how much I've improved this year. Improving is my #1 priority because it feels so great to know that I don't make the same mistake again, right? Because that's so frustrating. So in my future, I hope to keep improving, become a better leader. Andrew's leaving, so if I'm here at Maryville next year, I got to step up for sure. Yeah, just improve as a player and see where that takes me, right? Yeah.
And what can you say about the support that Maryville as a school and as a university has provided to you guys to help propel you all the way here?
You want to take that one?
Yeah, no, Maryville has been great this entire year. Anytime that we need something, they're always accommodating. They help us a lot just with our tournaments, travels, and it's great support structure, and they're the best esports program in the country, so.
I love that. And it's not just the school, it's also your family, your friends, your fans at that. So is there anything that you'd like to say to anyone in the audience?
Yeah, Gino, Youngman, I'd like to shout you guys out first. I'd like to shout out my mother in the audience, my friends watching in Dayton, Ohio, and my siblings all across the world who tuned in. So yeah, just shout out to all you guys owing God. I want to thank God for the talents that he gave me and the opportunities that he's laid in front of my life to bring me here. So that's what I'd like to shout out.
And yeah, so this is the first time I've ever had a LAN win. I've came in second place more times than I can count, and it's been a pretty frustrating experience. But this is the first tournament that my dad has actually been able to see. He's unfortunately not here in person, but he's been dealing with brain cancer for the past 2.5 years, and he's just a fighter, and he inspires me every single day. Every single day, he's my main source of motivation, and I just want to do him proud. So I'm glad that we were able to take the title, and dedicating that one to my dad, for sure.
And I'm sure that he is incredibly proud of you and the entire team for all of the accomplishments that you have made this week. So once again, guys, congratulations. And please, one more large round of applause for Maryville. And next, we are going to throw it to our casters who have the player of the series lined up for us.
Thank you very much, Ovely. Well, there were a lot of standout performers in the finals, but one college pro stood out in today's series, and that's why CKG is our college championship finals MVP.
The recently graduated jungler is the one who gets it. This man has been the pillar of the team, not only in assisting Niles into the top lane, but assisting everybody else. And just look at that kill participation.
He didn't die!
Game 3, he didn't even die. We were praising Wolfie. The jungler didn't die. That is unbelievably amazing out of him. He had a stellar performance, and it is sad to see him go. We want him to keep playing.
We heard it from Niles. Tough to see a veteran leaving, so we'll have to have the rest of the team step up. But man, if that's your last tournament going out, that's a pretty good way to end it.
It absolutely is, right? You feel so proud. You got the MVP, and that is going to allow you to springboard onto whatever other opportunity he wants to pursue. Like we heard from him earlier, the man wants to stay in esports, wants to start helping collegiate programs, to start spilling all that knowledge to help grow the scene even more.
Look at that KDA. Hire that man. You need the KDA in your life. You need the zero-death jungler, which is miraculous almost.
He should go to Canada and help build the programs there.
Hey, we figured it out. Just a quick trip up north. I mean, I think all of Maryville, again, both the players on stage and the people behind them, the coaches, the infrastructure, their school, all deserve praise. But there's so much talent on that Maryville lineup, and I felt like CKG was just the guy spinning all the plates on all the sticks, making sure nothing fell down. Like, One of the reasons Niles did so well was because of his jungler. One of the reasons Wolfie was open up on the map and able to have influence was because of his jungler. The bot lane's holding on. When they're not, CKD's down there helping them out as well.
What do you know? It's always the jungle's fault. Win or lose, if you won, it was your jungler.
You know what? I'm okay with that. If junglers are willing to also take the blame for the losses, then I will be okay.
Take all the credit for the win, too.
Yeah, that's totally fine with me. I'll be the humble mid laner trying not to feed.
Well, he had a great series playing a lot of flex picks with his own laners. That's just a really impressive thing because his champion pool is now melding in with his solo laners, giving him and his laners a flexibility to show off flex picks and just switch up the draft a lot. So that goes to show just how integral he is to not just the draft, the execution, but the objective control that the team had because they prioritized objectives every step of the way and always came out on top.
In a team full of seemingly superstars here in college, certainly a well-deserved MVP there for CKG. But to recap the tournament, let's send it back down to the State Farm analyst desk.
Thank you so much, Pastry. As we wrap up the tournament, I want to welcome Avali May to the desk. Hey, how's it been with all the energy over on the stage?
I am so excited for all these players. Whenever it comes time for college, I feel like I'm the one who's choking up standing next to these guys because they're all so passionate and dedicated and they've all worked so freaking hard this entire year to get to where they are. So I'm always the one going like, how do you feel?
Yeah, but they had pretty incredible stories, too. It wasn't just like, oh, you won, I'm choking up. It was like, wow, that's some incredible storylines out of Zoo and Niles together. Those, you know, I think everyone was surprised.
Yeah, the emotion on that interview, I think we're all kind of, you know, getting choked up back here. But having something else to play for other than, you know, just your team is definitely, you know, something that's underrated. And it was clear that they had, you know, that extra bit of something to give them that extra oomph to carry them over the line.
That's the thing, when you do have that motivation, and I was looking at Avali saying, if she doesn't cry, I won't cry. So connecting and channeling your energy in that moment. But that's the thing, all of these players, you've gotten to speak to them individually time and time again, and there's so much of that unique passion. So with things like the academy rosters on their, you know, potential and LCS and everywhere they can go, are there any players or anything that you think could maybe translate, or what do you see as the future for them in general?
Oh my gosh. So I actually love just how much these players are dedicated to improving because a lot of times you look at maybe LCS and Academy and they're like, yeah, we're pretty comfy here. But these players are, where did I make a mistake? I need to fix it. And the two that I was looking at specifically, I know you guys have talked a lot about Niles on the desk, but the one person I wanted to see who unfortunately I think got knocked out in quarters, I was a huge fan of Misty.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
I love him so much. I mean, we've seen him in scouting grounds as well as college, I believe 2 years there. And even his series, he still did well. So I want to see him. I want to see an academy team give him a chance. And I want to see how he does in a little bit more of a professional high-stakes scene.
I think there's been some history as well of top collegiate players going into the pro setting. I mean, most famously with the University of Toronto guys, that trio getting picked up by FlyQuest Academy, as well as the coach, Invert, and now all of them are slowly rising up. JJ had a really good split last split. So I think you can see a guy like Niles, CKG, Misty Stumpy, some of these guys graduating from collegiate into academy or pro.
Yeah, and there are huge advantages to being a part of a collegiate program as compared with just being a solo queue talent. If you're just playing scrims at home, you're never forming relationships with your teammates, you're never dealing with interpersonal problems, you don't have to, you know, put yourself out of your comfort zone and learn to be a better teammate and a better person. You know, we heard Niles talking about that you know, this was a big, challenging, transformative experience for him where he's learning how to be a leader. And if you're just sitting at home playing solo queue, you're not gonna have access to that. So for me as an academy coach, I see these collegiate experiences as definitely a leg up versus just a solo queue talent.
I mean, I was there at the founding days of coaching in league esports.
Yeah.
It sucked, all right? Let me tell you. And the fact that nowadays players are at 18, 19, getting some experience in a team environment earlier on, I think you can see like a whole new breed of the younger players, even Licorice kind of being one of the first of like the next generation of players who grew up with support staff already existing.
Yeah, I mean, speaking to the support staff, UC Irvine and RMU used to be the only like esports programs, and now there's just tons of them all over the country with people getting mental coaches, physical trainers, and all of these other different positions that you would never imagine coming to esports, let alone collegiate esports, and I think that's propelling them forward.
And in the world of esports, while the collegiate championship has just wrapped up, your next week is not without its league action as Academy and LCS return for the summer split. Academy team streams return on Thursday with Cloud9 Academy versus FlyQuest Academy, and those games will be broadcasted on the team channels, with the Riot Academy broadcast returning here on Fridays throughout the summer. Plus, the addition of an Academy Game of the Week, which will take place after the LCS cooldown on Sundays. So for more info on those changes, take a look at the articles on lolesports.com. But I know there's so much to look forward to with the weeks to come, and for myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next week for our start of the summer split. Until next time, good morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. It's Championship Sunday. There's so much on the line for all of the college competitors.
Let's go, fighting!
Fighting. Touches. Let's go, baby.
Here we go.
Go, boys.
Hook's gonna land in Niles low, but Sasuke able to get down. Slasher CKG diving in with the World Ender on Resurrects over the Torres. Whoopi with a massive poke, takes down Short Hop in one fell swoop, and that's gonna be game one. Maryville clean up the base.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are fine, but I just want to hear. I want the fucking hype from yesterday. We're gonna get some sick kills this game. We're gonna be fucking hype.
It's gonna be Clyde perhaps dead here. Flash over, finds the wall for the hook, but he doesn't quite go far enough, and he's gonna go down. That's Burst Blood over to Short Hop, starting it off right here for Western. Dorica again, they're gonna attack him, they'll bag him, and that's gonna be a kill over. Botlane also fighting, because of course, why not? And it's absolute carnage. Wolfie slays Julius, finding the skill shots again.
Tony, get her.
I got her. Julius.
80 dead.
Yep.
Front line.
Yeah, just hit Clyde.
Yep. Clyde, that thresh maybe. Nice. Zoe.
Come on.
Run, Zoe.
Come on, no flash.
Nice. Let's go, boys.
Now forced to push away. Slasher diving it over with a good rock, but Wolfie blocks the shots, takes down the Talia.
J4 now.
She's 1 HP. She's 1 HP. She's
Yeah, we got her. We're coming in.
I got a hook on Rise.
Yeah, Rise.
Finish one.
In the game. Okay. Flash in. Let's go.
Kill him.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
End it.
Came in as the #1 seed, but they wanted to reclaim the title, and today they